Well, this is one of those stories that I really don't want to tell you guys. I really don't want to tell this one. Mainly because my brother watches these. He listens to these stories, and he's already gonna kill me for almost dying and getting arrested. Um, I was conned into telling this story to you guys, mainly by Moose, because this is a story that I told. I don't know if you guys know. Moose is a very close friend of mine. Um, this is one of those things where this isn't really a story that I take any pride in whatsoever. This isn't really a funny story. It's more of a what's the word for it? I want you guys to not do what I did when I was around your age or when I was in high school and stuff like that. I don't want you guys to make my mistakes. The main mistake that I made when I was in high school was not taking it seriously. Not I didn't think that I was going to ever use that education. I didn't think I was ever going to need it. I didn't think I was ever going to, I never took anything seriously. I classes were a joke. Everything was a joke to me. I didn't care at all in high school. So this story to me is more of I want you guys to learn from it, and I want you guys to not be like me, to take life seriously, to take it all seriously, and then do something with your lives because of these mistakes that I made. I was in a big bind. I was in a pretty big bind after high school and in college. I kept that mentality, and I really just need you guys to not do the same things. So on with the story, I guess. I guess in high school, my ninth grade year, I took everything pretty seriously. I'd never been one to really care about school. I usually, barely passed anything, even from like third grade. My parents know this to be a fact. I was in the process of not in the process. I was on the chopping block a lot of the time. Like a lot of the time that my parents would be called in to the school, they'd be told that, hey, your son is probably gonna fail if he doesn't get his grades up pretty soon. And my parents would always, make me study and stuff like that, and I'd pass somehow, right? So the years go by, and I keep this mentality of I'm going to pass with just the minimum amount of work that I can do. And the problem with that mentality is that I kept that in high school. Like in ninth grade, I decided I'm gonna take it seriously. I'm going to get these A's. I promised my parents that I would do well this year, and I would show them that I'm growing up and that I know what I'm doing, right? And the problem with saying this is that I knew it wasn't true. I knew it wasn't true. I knew that it wasn't gonna happen. I knew that the mentality that I have isn't going to get me anywhere in life at that point. So things go well for the I guess for the most part, but around my 10th grade year, or yeah, around the end of my 10th grade year, I start falling out. I don't know what caused it. I don't know why I decided to start falling out. I just stopped caring about classes. I just stopped wanting to do any of the work. I stopped wanting to be part of whatever it was that the other kids were doing. I didn't want to do the work. I didn't want to, I guess, commit myself to something like that because it wasn't interesting. School wasn't interesting to me. And in my mind, if it's not interesting to me, then why am I going to do it? And by the way, I'm trying this story out to not be scripted. I'm trying to tell you in the most personal sense I can. The past three stories were all scripted, and I read off of what I had. This is just off my head, and I want you guys to know that this is as personal to me as I can probably get to you guys, and I want you guys to understand that. So 11th grade year hits, and I decide, hey, I don't care. I just don't want to do any of the work. So I started skipping classes. I started just not going to school. I started just pretending like I was sick when I wasn't sick. I would stay at home and play video games, and my parents would get mad because hey, I said I was sick. Why am I on the computer playing video games? Um, a lot of that just a lot of that happened, and uh, it's not that I'm at all proud of what I've done. It's not that I want you guys to think that I'm proud of this at all. This is again. again, I'm going to tell you guys this over and over again, that this is just a warning to you, that I don't want any of you to do what I did, because it really messed me up. So I didn't go to school. I was skipping classes. I wasn't doing the work. I wasn't doing homework. I wasn't doing classwork. I was just sitting in class doing nothing for the majority of my time in there. And the problem with that is that by the end of that year, my parents had gotten called in, and my teachers had said that I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail every class. Every single one of my teachers was in a meeting. I don't know if you ever had this, but every single teacher that I had, now it's 8 periods per, so it's block scheduling, so there's 4 classes a day, uh, and you have those classes every other day. All 8 teachers were present in this meeting. Now, one teacher I had worked for, I'd done the work because I actually liked that teacher. He was a nice guy, and I had a lot of my friends in that class, and they would always, want to do the work with me, and I obliged. So that teacher kind of just stayed quiet and didn't really say anything the entire time. But the other 7 teachers all agreed that I wasn't doing the work, and I wasn't taking any of it seriously, and that I was just sitting there talking to my friends in class, and it's really bad when your parents hear this, and they had all this faith in you. When you say that you lost your report card, you say uh, you say you didn't get your report card, you say that you're doing fine in class, you say that you're lying to people, you're lying to the people that you care about, and you really shouldn't do that. I lost a lot of trust when my parents heard these teachers telling me this, or telling them and me. I lost a ton of my parents' trust, and it took a long time to get that back. That summer, I spent the entire summer. If you guys love your summer vacations, if you guys love your free time, your time away from school, your time that you get to play with your friends on any time that you want and go sleep over and stuff. If you like that, then please don't lie to your parents. Please don't take life as a joke. Please just do it. Do whatever you can to make sure that you're taking this seriously. And I'm not trying to say this to scare you. This is not something to scare you. This is something for you to think, for you to actually understand that, hey, if I do this, if I'm actually good with what I'm doing, good things are going to happen. Now, that summer that I'm talking about, that summer after my junior year of high school, I was in 3 makeup classes. I was in night school, summer school, and virtual school. I spent my entire summer. At the end of my, actually during my junior year, I was actually doing a night school course too. I So during my junior year of high school, I wasn't doing anything other than going to school, going to night school, and then leaving. Now, night school, summer school, virtual school, all that stuff, I aced because I didn't want to be there. I just did the work. The other kids were there for the exact same reason as me, and I thought, hey, if they're here for the same reason I am, then I can help them out. And I wouldn't say I'm a dumb person. I would say I'm pretty smart. So getting that work done was easy to me. It was completely easy, and I was able to help people understand the work when the night school teacher wasn't able to explain it, when the summer school teacher wasn't able to explain it. Virtual school I just did on my own. I was able to get through that in a cinch. It was nothing. Now, do I regret doing all that? Yes, I do. I may have aced it, but the amount of time I could have saved, the amount of time that I could have be spending with my friends, the amount of time that I could have been playing video games, I don't know, at home, enjoying my time. It's sad. It's sad that I had to go through all that to learn a lesson. And my senior year comes around, and I'm still with this mentality that I don't care, that I don't want to do this work, and I'm still slacking off, and I'm still doing bad. And the problem with this is that there's no stopping it. There's no off switch. There was no me saying, hey, stop acting like this. Stop telling yourself that it doesn't matter, because it does matter. And my parents cared. My parents did care. I had people that really did want to help me. I had friends that offered to help. I had friends that were like, hey, if you're having a tough time, with all this stuff, then you know, come to us, come do homework with us. I don't know, let's have a study group or something. And during my senior year, I was actually in counseling in school. Like I had to go see the counselor because I was sad. I was sad that I wasn't able to be, because I wasn't doing the work. And it wasn't, at this point, it wasn't because I was too lazy. It's because I wasn't doing as good as I wanted to do. My GPA at this point was probably like a 1.5 or something like that. Maybe even lower, like 1.3, something like that. So, senior year with a GPA of 1.3, and I'm sitting there talking to a counselor wondering, why the heck am I doing so bad in school? And of course, the counselor tells me, hey, um, duh, you are not doing the work, one, and you haven't done the work for the past, I don't know how many years, 3 years, 4 years of your high school life. It still doesn't hit me why I'm doing so bad in school. And I keep on doing the same mistakes. I keep on skipping classes. I keep on doing this. I keep on doing that. And now to me, I realize that was a really dumb mistake, because at the end of my senior year, while everyone is having electives and everything like that, like having just one class to finish, like one core class, because I was in advanced classes. I was ahead of my grade. I was set to graduate a year early. This is how good I started off my high school year. I was about to graduate before every other person in my class, and I messed up. So, without even thinking, at the end of my senior year, I'm taking more classes than anyone else in my year. I'm taking more classes, and I get even more depressed. And there's more stuff that keeps on happening. My best friend moves away, and the mistakes just pile on. After he moves away, then I just stop caring again. There's there's just a lot of mistakes that happened. And the worst part is, once I finally finished all the work that I had set out to complete, I finally said, "Hey, okay, let's take this a little seriously. Let's get this done. Let's finally graduate. Let's actually do something with our lives." And then as soon as I came up with that and I finished all the work and I finished everything, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I hadn't been paying attention. I haven't thought about what I want to be when I grow up. I didn't think, well, I don't have the grades to be what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a doctor. I don't have the grades to go to medical school. I don't have the grades to get a scholarship to go to places like that. I don't have the grades to get into a good college to, make a name for myself. And all those thoughts hit me over and over and over again. And those are big mistakes. Those are huge mistakes that you go through in life. I I barely graduated high school. I barely got through any of it, you know? It's really sad. Really. I can laugh it off now because I'm doing what I love. I'm doing something that I found something that I absolutely adore doing. And sometimes I slack off and I don't and I take it for granted, and I'll beat myself up over that now too, because it's that mentality. It's that mentality that I had back when I was younger, that says, you know, do the minimum amount of work to get it done. And that mentality is going to stick with me for a long time until I finally realize this is what my life is probably going to be. I need to shape up. And a lot of you do too. There's a lot of people out there that think exactly like how I thought when I was your age. When I was 12, when I was 13, when I was 14, when I was 15, when I was 16, there's a lot of you out there that are that age, that aren't taking it seriously, that are lying to your parents, that are all around just not taking it seriously. And I don't know how else to say that. I want you to. I want you to. I want you to take it seriously. If not for you, do it for me. Do it for your parents. And if not for your parents, then again, do it for me. Do it for me. Make up for my mistakes. Tell me in the comments that every time that I seem down, that I seem, you know, that I seem not myself, I want you guys to be able to tell me that you're doing well, that you, the subscribers, are, someone that you're taking it seriously, that you're enjoying your life, that you really, really are happy. And I want you to be happy. I think I rambled on a little bit about this episode, and I'm a little sorry about that. I kind of took it like a single player, and I talked just off the top of my head, and I don't know if I went off topic a couple times or if my story wasn't really, completely linear. but I'm glad you guys listened, and I really, really hope that a lot of you can take it seriously. Again, I keep on saying that, but again, I really hope you guys can find it in you to at least forgive me whenever I slack off, or stuff like that, or take this video and really think about what you're doing. If you're doing great in school, then you're awesome. You're amazing. If you're doing bad in school, try and find a way to get better. Ask your parents for help. Ask your friends for help. Ask somebody, because there is always going to be someone that is willing to help you. These teachers, anybody really. I'm telling you that there are people that are willing to stay after school, that are willing to see you, at your house or something to help you out. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, not really watching, but listening to my story. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. Peace out, everybody. Bye. Also, Eddie, please don't kill me.